Hello, my name is Vanessa Nguyen. Today I'm going to present to you my field experience presentation. I observed Miss Hutchinson's kindergarten classroom at Chaparral Elementary School. During my observation hour, I get to observe Mrs. Hutchinson's teaching strategy. One of the examples that I have here is her teaching method of the alphabets. She have a booklet for each student where each page is a story of the specific letter that they're learning that day. And on the back of the story page is a picture of an apple or a bear that they get to color in and cut out and glue onto it. So each day will be a different letter and a different activity that she have planned in the booklet. So one day it will be a color, cut out and glue on. The next day it will be highlighting the first letter of that day that they are learning, and then at the end excuse me, at the end add them all up and write the total number, and she will walk around and help each student while they're doing that. And so I also get to walk around and help them if they didn't see, or if they miss a letter, or if they miss counting the letter. But they are really enthusiastic about it, and they really like to do fun activities. It's good for them to have a hand-on activity where they get to do the activity and learn it at the same time. I feel like I see their excitement when they are trying to find the letter H, as you can see. They're excited to count it up, and they're very competitive. They want to be the first one to be done, the first one to find all the words, and the first one to add all the letters up correctly. So they're really cute. Her classroom environment is very warm and inviting, actually. At first, when you walk in and take a first glance, it will somewhat look very messy to you because you have no idea what was going on in her room. But if you actually take your time, sit down, or like walk through the classroom, each area is a different learning material related to her classroom. Like, it looks messy, but at the same time, they use everything in the classroom every single day. So they would have a coloring area, a crayon area, a place to hang their work, toy area, so all different type of area. Oh, they also have a computer area where 5 students will get to be on the computer, put a headphone on, and start reading on the computer. And then at a certain time, after like 30 minutes, they get to go into a different classroom and do their math in a different classroom. Which I found very interesting because they're just in kindergarten, but they are well prepared for their years ahead of them in school. She also have a reading area where they have bean bags and a rug where they get to sit there and listen to her read out loud. Or at the end of each day, each student get to bring in a favorite toy to share with the whole class. And they also watch this movie in that area where there's a little TV stand right there. It's very nice and cozy. She also uses that area for a lot of more other things than just reading and sharing toy. She also uses it as an animal. Like one time she would bring in a real live baby chick and have all her students like pet the chick, which is very awesome because sometimes pets are very friendly and kids like pet, but they don't get to interact with pet at school that much, which I found it very interesting that she did that, incorporate that into her classroom. One theory that I observed that I get to witness in her class is the teacher-directed theory. She used the one base curriculum activity where all of her students is doing the same thing. Um, and then they would have time for drawing or reading, and then after that she would like split them up into different groups and have some of them go up to the board and write down what they've learned for that alphabet letter. The other one go back down to the table and get to color, and another group get to cut out the picture and glue onto the booklet. This is an overview of her classroom. I love it. I feel like it feels with a lot of characteristic. And I don't like to walk into a classroom where the walls are clean, nice and clean, and has nothing in it to look at. Personally, when I was a student in school, I love poster like what she had in her classroom. I love it because every time I look at things like that, it helps me learn. And I think each one of the poster and paper and the sticker in her classroom are useful and they're learning material, which is amazing. Sometimes it require a lot of work for her because she have to take her day off to go into the classroom, put them all up or take them all down at the end of the semester, the school year. But her school year is a year-round school, so she have rather than like long summer breaks, she have mini breaks throughout the year. And I know she takes her a lot of time to put into her classroom to give her student the best learning environment that she could. Before I came in to observe her, she warned me that, hey, my classroom is very messy and overwhelmed because I don't have time to sort it out because all I do is grading paper or like help the student with their stuff and all that stuff. And I say, hey, trust me, I don't judge. And when I go in, I was honestly say, it looks very messy. Like her desk area was very messy, but just because it shows me that she put so much effort into the kids more than herself that she don't even have time to organize her own paper. I also get to see a lot of parents volunteer during the school hour in their kids' classroom and help Miss Hutchinson out with sorting her desk or grading paper or prepare for an upcoming activity, which is amazing because it makes me feel like if I were the parent, I would also like to volunteer and see what my daughter or son is doing in, like how they are doing in their classroom and how their teacher is treating them and how their interaction with their friends, their classmates are. I feel like that is greatly, truly amazing. An important thing that I've learned from my observation hours by observing Miss Hutchinson is that she is a very well teacher. Like she is very great at what she's doing. She is what helps shape the student into a good young adult and prepare them ready for their years ahead of them. She makes sure her students finish their task on time, or at least do it instead of just cry and throw a tantrum. She makes sure they are responsible for their work and she treats them as they were in a young adult instead of her kindergarten students. Sometimes it's very hard to do that as a teacher because you have parents to deal with. You have a cranky kid, a kid who likes to throw tantrums when they don't get things done. But Miss Hutchinson take care of all of that situation as a professional and very well taught for her students. I get to witness a girl who fall behind because she did not finish her task on time while other student is moving on. She was chatting to another girl and she fall behind and cry because she did not want to move on to another project because she did not finish the other one. But Miss Hutchinson took care of it. She says to the student, "You better finish it up right now. It's better late than never. Stop crying, and nobody's laughing at you." Um, Rather than just sit there and cry, just finish the work and catch up with everyone. She did not let her student, she did not tell that student to, oh, it's okay. You can just skip that step and move on to the next one with your classmates. She did not say that. But rather than that, she say, you know what? Finish what you have to do, put everything away, and then move on with your classmate. I admire it so much because I thought um, it's very tough to be a kindergarten teacher because at that age they like to learn, but they are not very good with following instructions. But treating them like a young adult makes them feel independent, responsible, and just ready for anything that comes um, their way. So yeah, that is a very important thing I've learned from Miss Hutchinson's class. And this is the end. This is a selfie of a cutie that asked me to take a photo of her and I while I was going around the classroom taking some photos for my presentation. So she have her jacket on, her backpack on, and it was after toy sharing time. And here we are. So thank you so much for your time listening to my presentation, and I hope you all had a good semester and yeah, have a good summer break, I guess.